Welcome or welcome back to Exoprotein Cookie Gaming. Again, this is my series where I upload a bunch of killers and survivors of the Dead by Daylight game. I go through their bio, their customizations in store, as well as their abilities and perks and a little bit of info about them. This is the Hag. She is one of the older killers. I haven't seen many people run her lately, but they should because she has really good abilities and perks. Alright, so her ability is called Blackened Catalyst. And under the source of the Hag's power, a blackened finger used as a catalyst for her terrible power, the Hag bends and shapes mud to her will. With simple ritualistic drawings, she creates deceitful duplicates of herself made from mud and decay, which she can use for various effects. This grants the ability to create and maintain 10 phantasm traps, and it also grants the ability to instantly travel to triggered phantasm traps when within a 48-meter range, which is a pretty large range on the map. So what this is telling you is she can make, if you see this symbol right here, she can make these symbols in the sand, or I'm sorry, on the map ground, wherever she pleases, really. And if you run over it, you will trigger this. It will trigger her to go to her clones, like the clone comes up, and you're revealed wherever you are, and she has to be within a 48-meter range, so that's pretty large of a range. This is tricky as a survivor because you don't always see these on the ground. Most of these maps are dark, so it makes it hard. If you notice, usually if someone plays the Hag, she will put these symbols around a generator or around a hooked survivor, which gets you obviously very easily. If you crouch over these as a survivor, it will not trigger this. So yeah. But other than that, it's a really good ability as killer. The first perk is Devour Hope, a hex rooting its power on hope. The false hope of survivors ignites your hunger. When a survivor is rescued from a hook at least 24 meters away, Devour Hope receives a token. So if you get 2 tokens, gain a 5% haste status effect, which is your movement speed. 10 seconds after hooking a survivor for a duration of 10 seconds. If you get 3 tokens, survivors suffer from the exposed status effect. If you get 5 tokens, grants the ability to kill survivors by your own hand. The hex effects persist as long as the related hex totem is standing. This one is really good too. Ruin. All generators are affected by hex ruin. While a generator is not being repaired by a survivor, it will immediately and automatically regress repair progress at 150% of the normal regression speed. Very crazy. Third one is the third seal. Hitting a survivor with a basic attack or special attack while the hex totem is active applies the blindness status effect. This effect applies to the last 4 survivors hit, and the hex effects persist as long as the related hex totem is standing. So yeah, again, I would definitely recommend this as a killer if you wanted to at least start. Alright, so a little bit about the Hag. Lisa Sherwood grew up in a quiet town. The people of the village were kind, and the elders helped settle their disputes and keep the old traditions alive. Lisa was particularly fond of the charms they taught her to draw for safety and good fortune. One night, as she was walking home through the woods, a terrible storm struck without warning. In the slick, wet darkness, she lost her footing and struck her head. Slipping in and out of consciousness, she watched dark shapes approach between the trees. Soon they were close enough for her to make out their evil, hungry grins. They kept her chained to the wall in a flooded cellar. Through the gloom, she could see others whose open wounds swarmed with flies. That is so nasty. They did not survive long once the cannibals began carving bites from their bodies with their rusted blades, but somehow Lisa persisted. Starved and mutilated, her gaunt arms became loose in their shackles. She pulled, and the metal tore through her skin and muscles until she was free. Her flesh oozed vicious yellow pus, and bones were visible beneath gangrenous wounds. That is so nasty. She could go no further. Delirious, she thought of home. She thought of the elders. She traced the symbols they had taught her. A dark hunger stirred inside her. It yearned for blood. She chose vengeance. The police search eventually brought them to the old house in the swamp. Its inhabitants had been dismembered and devoured. The elder's charms were scrawled in blood on the floor. Lisa's body was never found. All right, let's go over to the hag store. First one is Black Widow. I've seen this in game, very creepy. The orange, several eyes really do it. Fetid Bloom, I've never seen this one. I really like this one. That is so cool. Mud Medusa. Yikes. Queen of the Mirror. I've seen this one in game a lot. Sapling Siren. I love the blue. Reminds me of a cabbage head. This one. Snake Charmer. That one's creepy as hell. The Birch Witch. I think I've seen this one multiple times too. Toxic Roots is crazy. I've never seen this one. That is so wild. The headpiece is crazy. Abomination. Super creepy. Wood Witch. Verdant Outbreak. Birch Twigs. That looks like a lot like her. Default. We got Red Sap here. Weathered Crone. These are pretty, yeah, they're the same, just different colors. This blue one is Weathered Crone. That one's creepy too. And that's her default. Alright, please don't forget to like and subscribe to these videos if you enjoy the content. And also don't forget to add me on Twitch. My Twitch name is ExoProteinCookie. Thank you so much for watching.